What's up, guys? This is Coach Danny Lyles, and this is an interview I did with the local mural artist, Dace Kidd, who did the Angel Wings, and she did Keep Tyler Strong, and a bunch of other murals, like a gazillion other murals that you've seen. I'm going to show them all to you as we go through the interview and ask some questions about how she does her mural works and all the details that go into that. If you're in the market for an artist for a mural or just for a work of art for your home, I highly recommend Datsa. She's just super insanely talented and also just a wonderful human being. And her husband James welcomed me into their house for this interview, and I immediately felt like I was with family. Really special people, wonderful people, just very warm, and you also get a sense of Dotsa's work when you walk into her house because there's her art is everywhere and it's in everything she does, and it's kind of who she is. So hope you guys enjoy it, and here it comes. I'm here with Dace Kidd. Dace, thank you so much for having me up today. Let's talk a little bit about your work. Your work has a large range from abstract to realism. How do you decide which to pursue in your mural work?
Oh wow, a very good question. When it comes to my mural work, most of my mural works is a collaboration between me and my client, and it is very much determined by the project, the goals of the project, the location. So there's long list of things that comes into decision of deciding on the design, the style, and what the mural need to accomplish. So that's why it's so hard when somebody contacts me and says, "Hey, I would like for you to do a mural," and it's very much a long interview process.
And how do you blow up a small rendering onto a wall to assure a true perspective?
Well, there's many ways I do it. Depending on the design, I freehand it. Mm-hmm. I use the classic grid system that has been I've seen since cave times. Then there is also the scribble technique that I like to use, and then I also use a projector that on more intricate designs where I have to be very precise.
Can you elaborate on the scribble technique? That sounds awesome.
Yes, it's you just doodle on the surface you're gonna draw the design. Then you take the picture of the scribble and you overlay it over your original work, and then you use that as a guide when you paint or draw your artwork.
Fascinating. All right, next. I'm gonna edit this off. So it's work on a single area until it's complete, or do you move around? Do you work on a single area until it's complete, or do you like to move around?
Great question. Actually, both of those things. It's very much depending on what I'm working on, because some of the techniques I employ dictate the way I'm gonna work. Whether it's gonna be something that I will render to a completion, or I'm gonna work until it's at the certain level and then continue with the next one and then finish all up together.
I see. Okay, all right. And when you're working at Padata, do you like to use scaffolding or a cherry picker?
Ooh, again, it depends on the project. Mm-hmm. Actually, I prefer the scissor lift, mm-hmm. but there is a lot of times, because it depends on what the ground. You have to use something specific that will actually work in the certain circumstances. So my choices usually are very limited, and usually I just have to use what is safe in that certain condition.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What's the inspiration for your mural designs?
Well, again, like I mentioned, especially for murals, it's very much a collaboration work. So it's mostly having a conversation with my client, mm-hmm. and working together and thinking of ideas that we both want to communicate in the project.
I see. Okay. Okay. How does painting inside differ from painting outside? And is it hard to work in a Texas winter when you're outside?
Oh, absolutely. It's very two different things because when you're outside, you have to do with so many different elements. In my college, I spent a lot of time doing plein air paintings, and that's where I learned very important strategies and tricks. What do you do and how you work outdoors? It's very much a challenging effort. So you need to take into account the sun and the shade, and of course, most annoying thing in the world is the wind when you work outside. So you have to try to create a shelter, or when I work outside, my best friend is my phone with my weather app, because then I can look and see what hours of the day it will be, the temperature will be appropriate, and humidity, and when it's going to be less wind. So all of that is something I always research so I can create my schedule.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let me see here. This is all great. Okay. Okay, here we go. Do you like to use latex or brick house paint on your murals?
What? I don't even know what the brick house paint is.
Okay.
I use very high quality exterior paints, and most of them are latex, because the way the technology of the paint has been developed, nowadays the paints are amazing. They have so many great qualities that are so essential for mural work. They have UV block in it, durability, crack resistance. So it really truly ensures the longevity of the mural. So you don't need to worry about that in a couple of years it's going to start to fade, or start to embarrass you and you have to go and restore it.
That makes a lot of sense. That brings us to our next question. Okay, this is a good one. How long do you expect a mural to last outside? And when does it bother you to know that weather is going to affect it over time?
Well, it's part of the game, because if you paint something outdoors, especially in Texas, our environment is so harsh. That nothing's forever here. The sun and the heat is so extreme. So it's like it's going to be destroyed one day. it's not gonna last forever. So, but therefore you try to do, and I try to do, especially everything to increase the longevity of the mural. Like I said, using very high quality primers and paints, and so that really helps.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. In your opinion, who makes some of the best paints? Like we talked about, how some of the qualities in the paints nowadays are really good, and that you use different ones for different things. Is there a company that you recommend, or a brand that you like the most, or anything like that? Like, is there anything that you could say that, like, this is my typical one that I like to use for a really high quality piece?
Well, my best friends are at the Sherwin-Williams store here in Tyler, in Green Acres Shopping Center. The head manager, Brian, he has an amazing team, and no matter what is my next project, whatever challenges, they take care of me, and they suggest the best paints for the project. And so it's always pleasure to work with them, and they also really generous with the Sherwin-Williams company. They also have donated a lot of paint to some of the charity mural projects I have done here in Tyler.
I see. That was a good referral. That'll definitely be on there. Let me see here. Okay. You use a lot of strong black outlines. Why?
I think because it's again on the projects I create, a lot of them are designed to be viewed on when you're driving in a traffic and you're going fast. So the goal of the project is to create something that's bold and eye-catching. So it's very much is based on high contrast principles. So there's no better tool than creating high contrast by using a shape and an outline. And I find it very appealing. To me, it's something that speaks to so many people, and it's something a principle of a composition we see every day. So it's engraved in our psychology, and it's just a thing that our brain really respond to it. And it is very versatile. So you can outline anything, and so it can be turned into really neat design when it comes to a two-dimensional image.
I see. It's getting better. These questions are getting better. Do you ever use spray paint?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about taggers? And would you ever collaborate with them?
Well, tagging is kind of a messaging form. It can be art, but to me, it's about if it's illegal tagging, it's vandalism and it's a crime. And so I don't really support that part, because to me it's just very rude to destroy somebody's property and draw something on their building or a vehicle without the permission. But I think tagging and graffiti art and street art has been integrated in art world several decades ago, and there's a lot of brilliant artists that are really talented and employ the idea of tagging and mark making. So it's and there's also paintings I have done employing those methods. So it's always interesting to be inspired by interesting ideas and things that you see around you.
It's got a few more. Okay. Do you charge by the square foot or the detail of the painting?
I charge per detail amount per square foot.
Okay, I see. Good answer. Good answer. How difficult is accurate lettering?
For me, not at all. It very much depends on the surface. If the surface is really rough, that's when it is hard to work, or actually when the surface is really smooth. There is that fine middle when you have the very good surface like a sheetrock versus a cinder block or bricks with the really deep mortar lines, and and actually it's not something that's harder or easier. It's whether it's more time demanding or it's just going to be something that you will be able to do quite quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell us some of the tricks in mural making? Some of the tricks to making great murals. Some of the ones that you made.
Oh, absolutely. There's really only one trick. It's hard work. Mm-hmm. It's pushing yourself and doing your best.
Okay. So, can you tell us, please, what are some of the favorite murals that you've done in this area and why?
My favorite mural is the Flower Power mural in downtown Longview. It was commissioned by City of Longview and Arts Longview. It was funded by the Texas Commissions for Arts and Arts Longview and the City of Longview. And it is the biggest hand-painted mural in Texas.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So, yes, and I think it's just amazing. Always just notice on social media how many people go visit that mural and enjoy it and take pictures.
I'm gonna do some piece specific questions now. Some from some of your specific art pieces. I've got like 5. We're almost there. You're doing so good. This is gonna be a great interview. Okay. So Wings of Tyler is a paint glass mosaic collaboration. And what was the inspiration for this unique design idea?
I and my friend and mosaic artist Cassie Edmonds, we always brainstorm on projects that we would like to collaborate and do for community. And for a very long time, we were thinking what we could do for the city, for downtown, that would really be a destination thing, an interactive site-specific installation. And we wanted to create something that is for everyone and positive. And when we were doing it, there was a trend of these all-wing murals. And our attitude is, why Tyler is not worse or better than any other of these big cities like LA or Dallas or Miami. We should have our own wings, but we would like to take our own spin on them. And therefore, there's 5 sets of wings. One of them are small for little children or infants and pets. One is for wheelchair kind of size or like a younger kids. Then there are wings where 2 people can stand and embrace or in a kiss, and or you can take a group picture standing in front of all the 5 sets of wings. And the main idea was have a installation that people can basically add to it and make it art. We have had people dress up as the hot dogs and pose in front of them. We had the people dressed up as Elvis Presley, Rose Queens, everybody. It's just amazing to see how something like that has sparked such a creativity in our community, and people love sharing those pictures.
Man, that was a great answer. Can you tell us, Data, what were some of the difficulties specific to painting on the highway cement embankment, the Hello from Tyler?
Oh, that project was extremely challenging because that was my first really large-scale mural I did in Tyler, and it was my first time to paint on a concrete surface that is slanted. And I had to figure out a lot of tricks how to work on a surface that not vertical, but it's an angle, and that it is very dirty because the environment around it is constantly, because of the traffic, there is sand and grime falling from the bridge. So I had to learn tricks how to maintain and keep my mural clean while I'm applying different coats of the paint until it's completed. So it's also because that mural was 27 feet high, I had to rappel to do the top part of the mural because I couldn't install a scaffolding or use a cherry picker or any sort of lift to reach that part.
Okay, so you were rappelling off. You were like,
yes.
Oh, that's cool. You were like hanging there, dangling, making this art.
Yes.
Almost like Michelangelo on the Sistine ceiling. That's so cool. But okay, just a slide dive.
Well, Michelangelo used scaffolding. I couldn't use scaffolding. I wished.
That's so great. I just got like 3 more. Your Flamingos 2022 is very impressionistic. Do you enjoy a painterly style more than a definitive outline technique, kind of like your downtown map?
I am art junkie, and so I love all art styles and all types of art. So it is whatever is appropriate for the project. That's kind of is my way of choosing the style for it.
Okay, how do you like ceiling work? And what do you understand better now about the Sistine ceiling of Michelangelo after doing ceiling work?
I love ceiling work. It's a great neck workout and your arm workout. So it's there's nothing like it. So it's very challenging and very demanding, but it is always very unique because it's a different perspective. It's not traditional what you think of just seeing some artwork on the wall. So I really enjoy doing it.
What special techniques do you like to use when reverse painting on glass?
I just usually do a layer technique. I liked because I really like the saturated window painting, so I apply many layers of paint and primer until I'm satisfied with the result.
Okay. Last one. How difficult was it to paint on the asphalt in Frankston?
Oh, it was very challenging because there was a lot of cracks on the road, so it was not the perfect pavement surface. So it was again another really good workout because I had to really work hard to even out the surface so the painting would look as we wanted it.
Wonderful. Datsa, thank you so much for this interview. I can't wait to post this video. I think everybody's going to really enjoy kind of getting to see the person behind all the artwork. And I know, man, I've been a fan of your art for a long time, and everybody around Tyler kind of already knows it. So I think this is going to be fun, and maybe they'll get more of a glimpse into, some of the things that, you think about when you're making all this great art. But from myself and the rest of everyone in Tyler, thank you so much for what you bring to our city and making it more beautiful. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
I think that went really well.